Shalom, shalom, shalom lakam, which is peace unto you all. Halay latawab la'atam za'akikam yawam man rechak adol Charlotte, which is good night. This is your brother Yawan from the GMS camp in Charlotte. Nacham matam kaya hamalakwat hashamayim kwara, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call halayim la abana Yahweh bahasham, Yahweh shah bahasham, rechak wadash, wa mashana, la zakwanim na wa malakim shor, rechak adol, which is all praises to our Father Yahweh, which means He exists, Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shah, He delivers, and double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right, this article in RT reads, it says, watch British rioters torch migrant hotel, which right now, they're pretty much in, some type of turmoil, from, the riots like we're reading into right now. But it says, a mob of protesters fought with the police before setting fire to the Holiday Inn in Rotherham. Right-wing protesters in the English town of Rotherham have set fire to a hotel housing asylum seekers as demonstrations against immigration and Islam continue across the country. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has vowed that the rioters will face the full force of the law. Hundreds of people gathered outside the Holiday Inn Express in Rotherham on Sunday afternoon, pelting police officers with wood and bottles and chanting "Get them out," referring to the 130 asylum seekers housed in the hotel since 2022. South Yorkshire police said at least 10 officers were injured in clashes with rioters who broke windows and set dumpsters ablaze outside the building before setting a fire inside the hotel's ground floor. Multiple arrests were made and fire was extinguished shortly afterwards. All right, it says dozens of British towns and cities have been rocked by right-wing protests and riots since Monday, when a British teenager Rwandan descent stabbed 3 children to death, injured 10 others in the town of Southport near Liverpool. Although initially sparked by a false rumor that the knife man responsible for stabbings was Muslim, the demonstrations have since grown into a wider backlash against Islam, mass immigration, and the perception that political leaders are more concerned with suppressing right-wing dissent than tackling immigrant crime. More than 150 people were arrested after riots in Liverpool, Manchester, Stoke, Leeds, and other cities on Saturday. Similar riots took place in locations including Middlesbrough, Blackburn, and Tom Worth on Sunday. Mobs of Muslim protesters, some armed with knives and machetes, have been seen in some cities, including Bolton and Stoke. In a speech on Sunday, Starmer warned that more arrests would follow. Those who have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. He declared, warning that those responsible will regret taking part in this disorder. In Sunday's address and in a similar speech earlier this week, Starmer did not discuss any of the root causes of the unrest. Instead, he pinned all blame for the violence on far-right hatred and online misinformation. Rotherham is infamous for its Muslim grooming gang, a group of predominantly British Pakistani men who sexually abused around 1,400 young girls between the late 1800s and 2013. 3 separate reports published in 2013, 2014, and 2015 have found that local politicians and police covered up the gang's crimes, partly out of fear that identifying and punishing the perpetrators would be seen as racist. All right. And, this chiefly can come to America, Babylon the Great, you see, but also the rest of the world is going to be in turmoil, So I'm going to get a couple precepts. This is Luke chapter 12 and verse 49. It says, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? All right, because it's going to be a lot of turmoil and things going on when the Lord comes back, you see, because the scriptures give a detailed synopsis on what exactly is going to be taking place in the times at end. I'm going to get this as well. This is Matthew Mathathia chapter Matthew chapter 10 and verse 33, 34 says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. All right, so pretty much, the Lord is bringing that division and that destruction, so the people, because of prophecy, essentially, people are taking their sides. You got the men of the Lord taking a side with the Lord. All right, but then those that's in 2/3 in these heathen, they're being divided amongst themselves. So they're pretty much warring against each other. You know. All right, let me get this. This is Yashaya Isaiah chapter 19. And we'll get verse 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence." All right, because essentially a prophecy, the spirit of prophecy is moving throughout the earth, and these idols are being moved. Everybody, they confide in, Buddha, Allah, whatever they confide in, but ultimately, the perils are essentially taking everyone, and they can't hold on to the idols that they entrusted in, because these idols don't have any type of answer, for what's going on. They're essentially succumbing to the things that are being put on the face of the earth. All right, it says, "Shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." All right, no one wants to go after the American dream anymore, just like, chiefly the American dream, but this can also be ascribed to, the different countries and stuff that Esau is pretty much in rulership at, because essentially like France, England, they in turmoil, that we haven't heard anything about France. They got the Olympics going on right now, but they kind of reported about the turmoil and then they kind of just fell off. They was in a state of turmoil shortly before or prior to the Olympics going on. So it says, "I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom." So going into infighting, civil war. The elections is coming up here pretty soon. So we're going to see what happens with that, but this country is already in a state of, Egyptian against Egyptian. It's already divided on all fronts. Verse 3, it says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." And that's essentially what they're doing. They had that whole thing at the Olympics, which the Olympics is supposed to be some type of event to where all these countries, are it's like a morale event, to where everybody kind of kicks back, you see who has the best athletes or whatever, or so to speak, to where everybody is pretty much congregating. They pretty much trying to push forth that camaraderie spirit, and also they did that blasphemous picture or imitation of the Last Supper, but that's because they're trying to do some type of left hand ritual, going to where it says, "And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to the familiar spirits and to the wizards," because they're trying to bring forth that Bacchus spirit back, but that's not going to take place, because where we're at in prophecy, prophecy is going to keep moving, and the state of the world is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I'm gonna get this real fast. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 8. Verse 7, it says, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad." All right, a lot of these nations are casting off the ways of Babylon, America, Babylon the Great. It says, "Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed." It says, "We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies." So essentially, Babylon is going to receive that double payment, for the double rebellion, because the sins of this place have reached into the skies, but just wanted to go into how Babylon is going to be destroyed, but then also it's going to be turmoil all over the world, as we see taking place, So Adonai Tazaza Banaya Pa, Lord's will, that was a beautiful edification through the spirit. Wa Adonai Tazaza Adam Yashlai Latawabe, Lord's will. You all have a good night. Wa Shalom Lakam, with just peace to you all. Shalom, shalom.